When you first think of Italian football, the Dolphins of Pescara don't usually spring to mind. A club who spent the majority of their existence bouncing between the 2nd and 3rd division in Italy, although just within this decade have experienced 2 stints in the top flight. Whether their players developed through the youth academy or arrived on loan, the Biancazzurri have acquired and developed some special talents in recent memory. So you know the drill, we had to call the special one Sir What If back again for FIFA 20, the only man for the job, and he's going to get the band back together to find out what if in some parallel universe Pescara never sold their star players. Could they become an Italian giant, compete with the top dogs of Serie A, or even push for European football? Let's find out. If you're looking to keep up to date with all the latest scores, news, transfers, and everything the footballing world has to offer, make sure to check out OneFootball. It's available on both iOS and Android. It allows you to follow your favorite teams, your favorite players, and so much more. The download link is in the description, so make sure to give it a go. It's completely free. It is a must-have app for every football fanatic.
Non voglio stare al centro Pescara, la porta a casa sul più bello, la saluto e dico adesso gioca a Pescara.
So basically we're here with Pescara, the Dolphins currently in Serie B, the 2nd division. Their debut season in Serie A was in the 70s, and they were the first club from the region of Abruzzo to do so. An incredible achievement. However, the Dolphins are going to experience an incredible renaissance under Sir What If, so let's get into the squad. Just before we get into the video, make sure to smack the like button down below if you go on to enjoy, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more FIFA 20 content. We're bringing back the What If series on the channel. You guys will love it towards the back end of FIFA 19, so why not? Let's bring Sir What If back into FIFA 20 career mode. And also comment down below, let me know what other teams you'd like to see this experiment be done with. There are so many options that we haven't even covered yet, and I'm excited to delve into all of them. So let's dive straight into this side. We've got 26 players as a whole, 7 defenders, 2 goalkeepers, 12 midfielders, and 5 attackers. And all I'm going to say from the get-go is that Pescara aren't really known for their defenders in the past. Let's just say that. It's very front heavy, it's very front loaded, this team. It is going to be started off in goal, Matteo Perin. We have 2 current Juventus goalkeepers here with Carlo Pinsoglio, the 3rd choice I believe, and Matteo Perin, the backup to Szczesny. Perin was on loan from Genoa and was their starting goalkeeper in the season they returned to the Serie A. Unfortunately, they got relegated. Pinsoglio played for them in his youth days, and we move on to Cristiano Biraghi, now playing for Inter Milan in the Serie A, former Fiorentina player as well. However, he springboarded his career here at Pescara. We'll move on to the centre backs, and there's not too much quality, there's not too much depth in this position, and this is where it worries me. And right here we're going to start off with the wrong Romagnoli. I'd rather Alessio, but it's going to be Simeone Romagnoli, the 29-year-old centre back. Brother's the captain of AC Milan, and he was once on loan at Pescara, so we've included him in this squad, alongside Marco Capuano, who was sold to Frosinone not too long ago, and he was pivotal in their first few promotions back in Serie A, as well as Bartosz Salomon, the Polish centre-back, who is now currently playing for Spal in the Serie A. We'll move on to Juros Kostic, playing his football over in Romania right now, and he was a highly touted centre-back for the Dolphins. However, just didn't work out. The Serbian is now 26. As we move down, not too many famous names in this Pescara defense. In the right-back position, it is Riccardo Fiamozzi, currently playing for Lecce in Serie A. I mean, he's basically just here to fill up the numbers alongside Francesco Zampano, currently playing for Frosinone in Serie B. So it's fair to say the right-back position and the defense aren't too noteworthy, aren't too groundbreaking right here. However, Lucas Torreira, this one might catch you off guard. This one surprised me in researching for this video. It is the Uruguayan central defensive midfielder, currently playing for Arsenal right now, 82 overall, and he played in his early days at Pescara. The Uruguayan got given time to grow, perform, and get a bit of game time before he's moved to Sampdoria and then Arsenal, but that is a major midfielder that we've got in our Arsenal. Federico Viviani is another midfield option that Pescara had not too long ago. However, he's not going to be one of the main midfielders in this side, because we all know about the youth academy graduate Marco Verratti. Currently playing for PSG in France, is one of the main midfielders in the Italian national team and has developed into a real leader. He's going to be the captain El Capitano to lead out this ex-Pescara team. He graduated from their youth academy and only moved to Paris for £10 million. I mean, they got to be kicking themselves that they couldn't sell him for higher. However, he's one of the main stars of this team and one of the ex-famous players that used to play for the Dolphins, as well as we move down to Rolando Mandragora. Currently playing for Udinese, went on to play for Crotone as well, and he has played most of his early days here in Pescara. Got a bit of game time in Serie B. However, now is a staple player in Serie A, alongside Brian and Cristante, who was also another player that was on loan at Pescara in the early few years of this decade. Now playing his football in the capital for Roma and Serie A, and yeah, just a great Italian CM, a great Italian talent. We've decided just to include these guys for squad depth purposes. We'll move on to Gaston Brugman, who's currently out on loan at Parma. They still have him on the books, but we've just kept him in the squad alongside Ahmad Ben Ali, who is currently playing for Crotone in Serie B. And then our third player in a row that we've just kept here because of squad depth purposes, like I said before, it's the Albanian Lidian Mesmushai. However, he has moved away from Pescara. He's now back playing for them. Those three center mids, nothing too special. As we move down to another South American, it is the ex-FIFA 13, FIFA 12, FIFA 14 wonder kid, Juan Fernando Quintero, the 26-year-old center attacking midfielder. Before he moved to Porto, was actually at Pescara. Quite surprisingly, this is another player that I completely forgot about. The 26-year-old now is applying his trade at River Plate. Recently just won the Copa Libertadores and is a key player for the Argentinian outfit. Maybe he can revive his career in Europe with a second stint at Pescara. As we move on to another central attacking midfielder, it is Valerio Vera. In my honest opinion, he is extremely underrated. He's currently playing for Hellas Verona in Serie A and is a key player for them. And here we go, starting to move on into the wing positions here. And you notice the trend. Pescara love to get a lot of Roma Youth Academy players, and it's another one that caught me by surprise. Matteo Politano played for the club in his early youth years and really developed, gained some game time, gained some experience here. It's proven to be a place where players can really develop their careers and springboard onto other clubs before he moved to Sassuolo and obviously now at Inter. As we're only just getting started here with the first Romanian in the side, it is Alexandru Mitria. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly. The 24-year-old winger a few years ago was playing for them on loan, however, is now in the MLS. He's playing for New York City, I believe, and he is a decent little option we can have in the attack, although we have an exquisite player coming up right here. Lorenzo Insigne was once the golden boy of Italian football. He's Napolitano born and bred, and the 28-year-old now is 87 overall. Another extremely famous player that once played for the Abruzzo club. Falling slightly out of favor here at Napoli, and we'll gladly take him back here at Pescara. A brilliant player and a brilliant attacking option to have. He was an influential figure on loan in Serie B for the club, and he guided them to promotion that season. As we continue to explore the side's attacking options here, and it's Gianluca Caprari, who played for the club, who started for them in their 2016-17 campaign in Serie A when they got back to the top flight. Caught the attention of a lot of clubs, and he was on loan from Inter. He's now playing for Sampdoria in the Serie A, and is just an awesome player for a mid to low table team in the league. And here we go, it's the final member of the three musketeers, including Verratti, Insigne, and Immobile, the three key players for the club in Serie B that fired them to promotion that year in 2012. And he's actually killing it for Lazio. In the past 3 seasons, he's had a sublime... He's probably entering the best stages of his career right now. A lot like the other two, Insigne and Verratti, he's gone on to play for the national team as well. And I don't think we have more of a journeyman-like partnership up top. We have Gianluca Lapadula, who's played for a combined 13 clubs in his career, all throughout Italy. He's now playing for Lecce in Serie A. Used to play for Genoa, was the top goal scorer for Pescara, another player who fired them into promotion in 2016. And we also have Immobile, who's had his fair share of clubs throughout the years. But that is the team. It's nice, short, and concise. It is quality over quantity, and the attack and midfield are just the two main key departments that'll carry this squad to glory. This is how the side will be lining up for their debut season in Serie B. We've got Immobile, Politano, and Insigne, the front three. We're rocking that 4-3-3 attack formation with Verratti as the captain, Quintero the playmaker, and Lucas Torreira the other CDM. And the defense is a bit questionable, but we'll see how they go. Mattia Perin is in net, and based upon their career mode transfer values, the total squad valuation, the squad is just worth over £300 million at 306.2 million. That is actually quite surprising. It's actually quite decent with the size and quality on display here at Pescara. So let's see how they do in the simulation here in career mode. You know how we do. We'll simulate about 3 seasons. We'll see if they can gain promotion in the first. We'll see how they do in Serie A and all the other competitions. It's going to be a fascinating journey. It's going to be a fascinating ride. So let's see how Sir What If's men perform in Season 1. Okay then. Damn, I expected promotion, but Sir What If has taken this Pescara side to a brand new level, invincible with over 100 points, clocking in at 112 points. no losses, 1 draw, and 37 wins. We've secured promotion to Serie A. Not only have we done that, we've taken out the title, and we've also won it convincingly. Frosinone are going to join us in Serie A in second position. The rest of the 6 sides are going to fight for promotion. That couldn't have gone any better. Right, so let's check how we did in the Coppa Italia. Juve and Napoli are in the finals. Let's see if we strung together a little run. We won 2-1 against Verona. In round 3, we won 1-0 against Sampdoria. And in the round of 16, of course, we matched up against Juventus. We only lost 3-2. We gave a good game to them, and they've ended up in the final. So a decent Coppa Italia run there. Much to improve on for Season 2. And hey, we won the pre-season tournament, the Audi Cup. It's nothing much to get crazy about. And look at this. We get 3 pieces of news here. Immobile grabs the April Player of the Month award. The goalkeeper of the Serie B, the goalkeeper of the tournament announced, and it is Mattia Perin, of course our number 1, and it's sharpshooter Immobile winning the Golden Boot. Now let's get into the specifics. Let's see who our main performers were in terms of goals, assists, stats, and it's Ciro Immobile. Just like he did in 2012, he's come back and repaid the favor with 46 goals and 7 assists. That is more than 1 goal a match. I know it's just a Serie B, but it's an insane season. 38 goals and 17 assists for Lorenzo Insigne, not only creating but scoring a bunch as well. And Matteo Politano on the right hand side bagging 24 goals and 14 assists, a combined 38 goal contributions for him. And I said he's underrated. I said this guy doesn't get enough praise when we're going through the squads. And Valerio Vera getting 15 goals and 14 assists. I'm proud of the lad. He's a good guy. 15 goals and 14 assists, almost 30 goal contributions from a guy who is like one of the least rated players in this squad. Got 42 games as well. Lucas Torreira got 6 goals and 7 assists. Cristiano Biraghi with 4 goals and 3 assists from left back. Riccardo Fiamozzi getting 4 goals and 1 assist from right back. And somehow the defender Marco Capuano with 3 goals. It's Brian Cristante with 3 goals and 3 assists. Gianluca Caprari off the bench getting 3 goals and 1 assist. Romagnoli from centre back getting 1 goal. Marco Verratti, the captain, not doing all too much with 1 goal and 5 assists. Interesting stats there. Maybe had more of an influence on the pitch and not stat-wise. However, Mandragora also got a bit of game time. And Mattia Perin was a brick wall with 29 clean sheets. I expected a bit more from Juan, Fernando, Quintero, but Vera outshined him, and the Colombian only got himself 3 assists. Wow, what an opening season for the Dolphins. Let's see if they can continue that form and translate it in the Serie A. Fight up top with the big boys. Let's see if they can avoid relegation and maybe even push for a top half table finish. And for all our efforts having a lot of Italian national team players in the squad, Italy were nowhere to be seen at the Euro 2020 tournament. It was France taking the title up against Germany. Not that it really matters, but it was just a surprise to me that Italy didn't qualify. So it was the lads' first season back in the big time, back in Serie A, the top division of Italian football. It had them on the ropes as they finish in 5th position, and I believe that is a Europa League position, so they've qualified for Europe in their first season. I mean, it's not the Champions League. Well, quite a few fair points away from that. Napoli 7 points ahead of us. Juventus taking out the Scudetto with 100 points. Milan and Inter also in the top 4, but what a season. 78 points, finishing in 5th, and it's Europa League. Here we come, baby. We got a lot to look forward to in Season 3, and it is Frosinone, Brescia, and Empoli all finishing in the bottom 3 to get relegated back to Serie B. We'll check and see if we made a decent run in the Coppa Italia. And that is more than a decent run. That is the final of the Coppa Italia. 2-0, we got defeated against Juve. We made it all the way to the big dance, and we failed at the final hurdle. The Bianconeri take out another Coppa Italia trophy, and the Dolphins just couldn't rise up for the big occasion. A 2-0 elimination. However, we beat Roma 5-2 in aggregate in the semis. We beat Inter on the way as well, and in the round of 16, we won 2-0 against Napoli. So I think we've sent out a statement. A lot of respect has been gained for Pescara, and we're here on a mission. I mean, what a season for Sir What If and his men. That was a season that we couldn't have dreamed of. European qualification, Europa League, let's get it. And here were the main performers of Season 3 that fired us into Europa League qualification. And it's that man again, Ciro Immobile. He did it in Serie B. He'll do it in Serie A, and 29 goals and 6 assists to his name. That is highly respected and highly respectable. 20 goals in Serie A as well. Lorenzo Insigne bagging 20 goals and 13 assists. Like I said, not only is a provider, he's a goal scorer as well. Matteo Politano with 16 goals and 5 assists, which is decent to see. Brian Cristante also had an amazing season, a much improved season on from the last, 12 goals and 5 assists for him. Marco Verratti also stepped up in the Serie A with 7 goals and 10 assists this time out. Valerio Vera couldn't really adjust to the top division. Unfortunately, he didn't replicate that season last year and only got 4 goals and 4 assists. Still a decent outing for him. Kozic with 2 goals from centre-back, as well as Salomon Fiamozzi again with 2 goals. And it's the Romanian Mitrita with 2 goals and 2 assists. We'll move down. Biragi getting a goal. Lucas Torreira, I was expecting a bit more from him. Only 1 goal and 1 assist for the lad, as we'll scroll down and see Mattia Perin really doing alright in there with 21 clean sheets. Having another outstanding season, as we'll see anyone else getting a bit of game time. Quintero again, only with 2 assists. And the lads are topping the charts here in Serie A. The top goal scorers list finds Immobile's name in 5th position with 20 goals, Insigne with 19 in 8th. Politano also securing 14 in 18th position. And in terms of assists, it's Insigne with 12, Verratti with 9, as we'll scroll down and see anyone else making it, it's Immobile with 6. And look at that, Mattia Perin, in terms of clean sheets, he's up there in 3rd position, 15 throughout the whole entire season, and that's how he ranked in comparison to the whole entire league. Now the big question is, have they got the depth, have they got the quality to compete on multiple fronts? We've got Europa League action next year. It is going to be tough. So roll on Season 3, Sir What If and Pescara are ready to take on Europe. And here we go. Now is the big moment. Pescara in Europe. Who would have thought at the start of this video? Let's go. The Dolphins making their debut. Let's see what group they get drawn into, the Europa League. And there you have it. They find themselves in Group L. Let's hope they don't take too many L's in this group, up against Ghent, Feyenoord and Rosenborg. That is a winnable group in my opinion. Let's see how they do towards the end of the season. We finally arrived at the end of Season 3, and this is how the table is looking. 1 game to go. We're currently sitting in 6th. We can't go higher. We can't go lower. We've pretty much secured Europa League football for Season 4. Juventus take out the title. Milan, Inter and Napoli make the top 4. However, we slip from 5th to 6th. Parma, Benevento and Chievo go back down to Serie B. We'll take a look at the other competitions. And in the Supercoppa, the pre-season charity shield kind of match, the winners of the Coppa Italia taking on the winners of the Serie A was 3-1 to Juve. Juve won both last season, so we had to be thrown in the mix there, and we lost 3-1. And this is exactly why I stopped the season early. In the simulation, I figured that we made it all the way to the Coppa Italia final, and we're playing at the Stadio Olimpico against AC Milan in the semi-finals. We beat out Juventus 4-3 at home. We showed up for that second leg, beat out the Bianconeri. We defeated Bologna 4-0 in the quarterfinals, and in the round of 16, we beat out Sassuolo 3-0. Juventus made it all the way to the Champions League final, so it shows how good they are in this career mode series. And look at this, in Group L, we defeated the group, invincible, 6 wins out of 6, 100%, 18 points. In the round of 32, we progressed out the group stage, and against Galatasaray, we won 3-2 on aggregate. In the round of 16, oh, that does not look too good. We got a 5-2 aggregate defeat to RB Leipzig. The Germans made it through to the quarterfinals, and it was a disappointing elimination, but I'm still proud of the Pescara lads. Here is the current starting 11. The squad to face AC Milan at the Stadio Olimpico in the Coppa Italia final. The morale could be a bit better, but can they push through? Can David beat Goliath tonight? And no, in Rome, it is AC Milan to have the last laugh there. 3-2 to the Rossoneri, and it's Verratti, Politano on the score sheet for us. However, Piontek, Suso and Benacer was too much to handle, and we crumble at the final hurdle yet again. That's another tough one to take. 2 finals, 2 losses, and no silverware to cheer for. Here we have one final look at the team tonight. The ex-Pescara players, they've put in a shift. 2 Coppa Italia finals, Europa League football. You couldn't be happier. It's just a trophy at the end of the day that we're missing out on, but it's 41 goals for Ciro Immobile. We proved that we could deal with a lot of competitions going on. 3 assists for him as well. Politano stepping up to the plate, 20 goals and bagging 9 assists in there as well. It is Lucas Torreira with 16 goals and 11 assists. Double figures in both goals and assists for Insigne yet again. Another really consistent performer. And he's found the home here at Pescara again. 6 goals and 2 assists for Cristante. Quintero really stepped up this season with 5 goals and 4. Biragi from left back bagging 4 goals and 3 assists. Verratti, the captain, not really living living up to all the expectation and the quality that he possesses. Well, in terms of stats anyway, 4 goals and 4 assists for him. Valerio Vera with 4 goals and 1 assist. Fiamozzi with 3 goals and 1 assist as well. Salomon from centre back, 2 goals and 2 assists. As we scroll down to see Mattia Perin somehow collecting 2 assists on top of 18 clean sheets. What a few seasons he's had. And just like that, it is Mr. Consistent, Ciro Immobile. He just knows how to score goals. He wins the Golden Boot in Serie A, or the Capocannoniere as they like to call it. Taking out the prize with 28 goals. And what a season he's had. He just loves playing in Italy. So we'd usually end it here 3 seasons in, but this time I feel something special brewing. Let's see if one last go. Let's have one last go. 4 seasons deep. Let's see if we can get our hands on any pieces of silverware. So what if's got a big challenge, but let's have one last go. And just in case any of you are curious, Italy lose out in the 2022 World Cup. They secured 3rd place 2-1 to England. However, the Pescara internationals couldn't do it in the end, and Germany win the 2022 World Cup. Finally, here we are, the final chapter of Sir What If's Pescara story, and it ends with a Champions League qualification. It is 3rd place. They've ended up in the top 4. Juventus take out the title again. Milan, who beat us in the Coppa Italia last year, just above us with 96 points. And it's Napoli, Inter, Roma in the top 6. We'll take a look at the bottom half of the table. It is Spal, Brescia, and Frosinone all going down to Serie B. And AC Milan yet again win another Coppa Italia 2 in a row this time, and we lost to them in the semi-finals and not the final this year, 4-2 on aggregate. In the Europa League again, we proved our European form is unrivaled with 16 points in there. We had a pretty decent group as well, only dropping 1 game in there with a draw. We'll take a look at the round of 32. It was a 4-0 aggregate victory over Ghent, and then in the round of 16 we beat out Leverkusen 3-3 on penalties, and then up against Real Betis we got knocked out 6-1 on aggregate. Again, we're stumbling at the final hurdles here, but it's a decent, nice European run for Pescara. The time has finally arrived. Here is our final squad report of the ex-Pescara players, and in Season 4, it's Lorenzo Insigne with 30 goals and 11 assists. I think pretty much every season he's had double figures in both goals and assists. Ciro Immobile with 17 goals. He couldn't follow up last season and starting to decline right here. Quintero with 11 goals and 6 assists. Valerio Vera being consistent throughout the years with 11 goals and 4 assists. Matteo Politano on the right-hand side with 10 goals and 6 assists. Brian Cristante with 8 goals and 2. Lucas Torreira also stepping up this season, now at a 90 overall. 6 goals and 11 assists for him. Fiamozzi down that right-back position with 3 goals and 2. Viviani somehow getting 2 goals in there alongside Marco Verratti, filled with injuries this season, 2 goals and 5 assists for him. Caprari off the bench doing alright, as we'll scroll down and see Mattia Perin now at an 88 overall, 1 assist on top of 27 clean sheets. Even though there was 0 trophies, 0 success in terms of silverware, you could still admire the hustle, the grind that the lads have put in to be promoted from Serie B, Serie A contenders, and up there challenging with the big boys. And who knows, maybe if they kept a hold of their players, bought the players that was loaned out to them, they could have really compete in Serie A, and it shows right here in FIFA 20. All I can say now is what could have been for Pescara. Finally in Season 4, they qualify for the Champions League. That is where we're going to leave off today's video, guys. If you did go ahead and enjoy it, please make sure to smack the like button down below for more of these kinds of videos on the channel. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, and comment down below what other team should we do this experiment with. We're bringing it back for FIFA 20, and Sir What If is back better than ever. Follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. I have been BCHD. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you all on the very next video.